You know, maybe one day I might actually stick to a TBR, but that day did not happen in the month of April. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Jessie, and today I'm going to be telling you about all the books I read for the month of April. Let me give a little disclaimer before we jump into this video. I only read 6 books for the month of April, which I know is kind of a lot for people, but it's kind of low for me. However, all of these books were so good. Like, I gave all these books 4-star ratings or higher except one book. This really did show me that quality over quantity is really better. So yeah, let's jump into the videos. The first 2 books I actually did a reading vlog for, which I will link in the cards and this video down below. But the first book I read was The Perfect Marriage by Genevieve Rose. I know I originally gave this one like a 4-star. However, the more I kept thinking about this one, I really enjoyed it. So I bumped it up to 5 stars because I don't do half stars anymore. This one, again, like a lot of other people have seen it on TikTok. This one basically surrounds our main character, Sarah, who is a very successful defense attorney, and basically she is top of her line. She has a husband who's like an author. They have like this like lake house. Well, then she gets a call basically saying her husband has been arrested because he is the prime suspect of murdering his mistress. That's not even the shocking part. Our main character, Sarah, wants to defend her husband, her cheating husband of all people, and I'm like, why would you defend your husband who literally like broke every vow in your marriage and like is just like the biggest piece of crap ever? But literally, I loved this book. I've talked about it enough. That's why I gave it 5 stars, and I just absolutely loved it. I would definitely check this one out. The next one I read was also part of that video, and it is Vow You Break by Peter Swanson. Me and Peter Swanson have never really had a good reading relationship, and I loved this one. However, I didn't love it as much as other people. I gave this one 4 stars. Now, don't get me wrong, I love plot-driven books. However, I felt like this book was just lacking a little bit more character development, in my opinion. And when you get to that big reveal after everything that's said and done, I just was like, okay, but like, why is this happening? Like, I just felt like that wasn't explained, or I just didn't comprehend it very well. This one I have had my eyes set for quite a while. Basically, you have our main character, I think her name was Abby or Abigail, and she's getting married to this guy who's like very wealthy. However, on her bachelorette night, she had a one-night stand with some random dude. She goes and continues to marry her fiance, and then after their wedding, they decide to go on this honeymoon. I think it's like up north in like Vermont or like Maine, and it's like this really all-inclusive resort. Then the guy she slept with shows up on her honeymoon and is like, we need to talk, and I'm just like, the whole time I'm like, oh my gosh, she's gonna get caught, oh my gosh, she's gonna get caught. But like, I don't know, there were so many unanswered questions. And it had one thing that I do like in thriller books. However, again, it just wasn't explained. Like, why was this happening? Or I'm trying to like beat around the bush without giving too much away. But like, I don't know. I just felt like there was a lot unsaid that needed to be said. That's why I gave it a 4-star book. But I feel like if that you can get past that, I think you would like it. The next one I want to talk about is a romance, and it's actually from another booktuber. Her name is Katie Wismer, and it is The Anti-Relationship Year, and I gave this one 5 stars. I absolutely loved it. This one is a new adult, like college romance with friends to lover vibes, and I just absolutely enjoyed reading about Joe and Miller's relationship. Like, this one was just so flippin' cute. My only critique is I just want more. Like, I just felt like this book just needed a little bit more. However, I don't know what I could have done better. This one, you follow Joanna, who is from another book that she's written, but you don't have to read them together. You know, it says book 2, but you honestly can read this as a standalone. But basically, she's going off to college, and you follow like her freshman year and her senior year. And basically, her freshman year, she had a very traumatic experience, but she also met this guy named Miller, and they have been best friends all throughout college. And basically, senior year, there's a little bit of a romance between the two, and This one is just so freaking cute. I highly recommend you pick this one up. The next one I actually buddy read this one with my friend Gwen, and it is Playing Nice by J.P. Delaney. I actually gave her a copy of this book for her birthday, so happy birthday, Gwen. I hope you enjoyed the book, which I know you did. But basically, this one was so interesting. It's definitely not a typical thriller because there was not a lot of like action. There was just a lot of like things happening, or like a lot of questioning, which is what I like. Like, what would you do if you were in this situation? And I just really enjoyed this one from like start to finish. It was super like fast paced for it to be kind of a chunkier book, but I absolutely loved it and gave it 5 stars. This one, you're following a couple, and basically they have a 3-year-old, maybe 4, and they get kind of notified by this other couple that says, hey, our sons were swapped at birth. You actually have my son and I actually have your son. So it makes you question, like, what would you do? Do you swap the kids back? Do you keep the son you've basically raised and loved their entire life? And it's just like so crazy how like everything's kind of like a gray area. There is no black or white. And it just, like, this book just has so much conversation starters, and I absolutely love that. So I think you should definitely check this one out. It is so good. Highly recommend. Another book that was on my most anticipated book of the year was You Love Me by Carolyn Kepnes. This is book 3 in the whole like You series. This one unfortunately was my 3-star rating, and don't get me wrong, I love the You series. However, this one was just a little bit off, and I'm not sure like exactly how to explain it. I first read You and Hidden Bodies like 3 years ago. Absolutely loved them, like binge both books like together. And I feel like the gap between when I first read the first 2 books versus now with the 3rd book, I feel like that really like, you know, I don't know, it just felt like I didn't have the same passion for this book. Also, book 3 kind of goes in a very weird direction. Like, I didn't see this coming. It was still good. Like, I would still read this one if you love the You series. Still would recommend it. However, is it gonna be as good as book 1? Absolutely not. But I'm excited how book 4 is gonna go, because there probably will be a 4th book. That's just my opinion. Also, this one, if you've only seen the You series on Netflix and then you read this one, you're gonna be so confused. I'm just saying, you should really read the first 2 books and then read this one. I'm just gonna say. But I'm glad I read this one. I do love it. However, it was kind of a disappointment, but I don't think it's anything the author did. I just think, honestly, I just had high hopes and I had to wait forever for this book. So, and the other book that I read for this month, I actually do have the physical book. However, my husband spilt his drink all over it. So thankfully, I was done with the book. However, I did give it 4 stars. It is Too Good to Be True by Carola Loving. And this one, I don't even know how to describe it. It's not a traditional thriller. Let me just say that. But it is, but it isn't. Like, when you first start reading this one, you're just like, oh, this is just a dramatic mystery. Things I really liked about this one. You have 3 perspectives, 3 timelines, and lots of juiciness. Let me just tell you. So you have our main character, Sky, and she's dating this guy named Burke, and he proposes. That's in the very first chapter. And she's all excited. And then you have chapters in Burke's diary entry, because he's writing to his marriage therapist, because he's married to this girl named Heather, but yet he's saying like he's going to propose to Sky. It's so weird. Like, I just don't even know how to like explain it. Then you're getting perspectives from Heather from like 1980, 1990, back when she was like 17 years old, basically. So it's super weird, but basically you have this guy named Burke, who's basically the biggest piece of shit I've ever seen in my life, basically playing both his wife and Sky, his fiance. I don't know. I really enjoyed it because I was just like, because like, I don't know, I kind of felt like it was like a reality TV show inside this book. I'm just like, oh my gosh, like this is so much drama, but I love it. Does that make sense? Probably not. But anyways, I really enjoyed this one. I would definitely give this one a shot. I've heard mixed feelings about this author because her first book wasn't well loved. However, this one I really enjoyed, and I feel like a lot of other people have really enjoyed it. So give it a shot. All right, guys, that is everything for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what your favorite book for the month of April was down in the comments, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.